11.6, analyzing data. We're going to start with mean, median, and mode. I think it's weird that they put it out of order, but mean is average. And you should know how to find the average. Average, you'd add up all of the numbers and divide by how many numbers there are. Median means the number that's in the middle. And mode means most, the one that happens the most, the one that you see the most. So if one of the numbers happens like 5 times, that might be the mode. Okay, so find the mean, median, and mode for each data set. So we've got a list of numbers. We've got some states, we've got some years. It says life expectancy. So who has the longest life expectancy? Massachusetts? And West Virginia is the shortest. Okay, fine. So we see all these numbers, and we're going to find the mean, median, and mode. Now, if you were doing this by hand, what you might do is list them all out in order and find the one in the middle. That's the median. And you'd look for the one that happens the most frequently. Well, can you see that just from this list? That's usually the easiest one to see. Is there one of these numbers that happens more than once? 80.9 happens twice, and 81 happens twice. So it's pretty easy to do the mode. Maybe that's why they said it first. The mode is 80.9 and 81. Those two numbers happen more frequently than the others. Now, I might have someone argue that, well, most means it's more than everything else. So you could argue that neither one of those is the most because they're both the most. I could see that argument. But for today, we're just going to say both of those happen more often than the rest. So those are the modes. Okay. Median is the number in the middle, and you need to really make sure that those numbers are in order. I like it better when it's written in a long line. So for median and mean, I want you to type these numbers into a spreadsheet. So I've already got them typed in column A, like so. You should take a second and type them in as well. So hopefully that's right. What I'm going to do, if you click on the top here, I think there should be a little triangle up at the top that allows you to sort. And yeah, there we go. It was hidden on my screen, but if you notice when you click up here on this header, there's a little triangle. If you click on that and then go to sort A to Z, you could sort them backwards if you wanted to, but I'd rather sort them forwards. So anyway, I think that helps. It helps to have them in order. So we can see, it looks like there are, is that 21 numbers? Is that right? So just find the one in the middle. Is this the middle? Is this the middle? Which one's the middle? But actually, the reason I wanted to do this on a spreadsheet is because I want it to do the heavy lifting for us. All right. So we can come over here. Don't do it in column A. Go over to a different column. Let's go in column B. And I want you to type in the equal sign. And then you're going to type in the word median. So equals median. And it pops up for you to tell you how to spell it. And then you got to say parentheses. So equals median, open parentheses. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tell it to take the median of all of those numbers in that column. All right. And so what I'm going to do is type in capital A colon capital A. And then close my parentheses. So A colon A. And then hit enter. And that should have found the median number of 79.2. All right. I think something else you could have done, if you're having trouble typing it in, something else you could have done instead is like select the first number and drag down to the last number, and that'll do kind of the same thing. I like doing A colon A though. Hey fellas. Okay, quieter please. A colon A is going to do the whole thing. So notice if you add another number down here at the bottom, it should update. It updated to the new median. So anyway, A colon A is nice because you can add more numbers on, whatever. All right, so we've got the, what was that, the median? So we can go back and write down the median, but we're also going to find the mean. All right, now the mean, Google Sheets doesn't know the word mean, it knows the word average. So the mean is the average. You'd have to know that the mean is the average, but we're going to say equals average, and we're going to do the same thing. So parentheses, A colon A, and this is going to save you a lot of time because that's going to add up all of the numbers and divide by the number of numbers. So that right there, I think, is worth using a spreadsheet. Otherwise, I mean, you don't need a spreadsheet. You could just take out your calculator and add up all of the numbers and divide by, what was it, 21? Add them all up, divide by 21. That's the average. That's the mean. That's what we just did. But this did it a lot faster. So we've got the median is 79.2, and the mean, let's round off to 78.85, let's say. So let's write that down. The median 79.2, and the mean 78.85. We rounded off. Mean, median, mode. Chances are you've seen that before. Maybe you've never used a spreadsheet to do it before. You could use your calculator and do it the old way if you want. I just thought I'd show you that. Number two, draw a dot plot. Another name for that is histogram. Histogram. So we don't need the spreadsheet anymore for this histogram. What we're going to do on a histogram is start with like basically a line graph. And you look at the numbers, and the numbers go from 11 up to 20. And so you don't necessarily have to do all of the marks, but I probably would. Let's start at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's almost like we're doing a line graph or whatever. But this dot plot or this histogram, we're going to put little dots for each of the numbers above this line. And it's going to kind of remind you of a bar graph, I guess. But see how there's an 11? So you just put, I like to put an X instead of a dot, but I like to put an X just to show that there's an 11. Now see how there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 13s. So over 13, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to make your X's the same size. All right. Try to make your X's the same size. That way we can compare them easier. 1, 2, 3 15s. So 1, 2, 3 15s. 1, 2, 3 16s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 17s. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1 18. There's 1 19 and 2 20s. That's called a dot plot or a histogram. And you know, that's just a way to visualize the numbers in this data set. We could take that and we could find the mode pretty easily. There's the mode, 13. We could find the middle number. The middle number is going to be around in here somewhere. So we know the median is in there. I can just look at that and tell. Now, if I wanted to find it for sure, I'd actually count and see which number is actually in the middle. but I can tell pretty quickly that the mode is going to be in there 15, 16 somewhere. Now the mean, if I wanted to find the mean, I'm still going to have to add them up and divide by the number of numbers, but I don't really care about that. All I care about is that graph. Now, lower quartile, upper quartile, and interquartile range. These last two questions are probably the hardest ones because they're unfamiliar. It's not hard because it's hard. It's hard because it's unfamiliar. So basically, what I like to do on a question like this is I like to lay out the numbers in a line. We're not going to do that here because it's going to be a waste of time, but imagine if we did. I've got all these numbers here, and if I laid them out in a line, okay, and I could find the median, and we know the median is just whatever number's in the middle, all right? So what we've got is we've got the smallest number is 6, and we've got the biggest number is 68.2. The median is whatever number is right in the middle, and it's hard to tell. I mean, you can figure that out, but I don't care about that just yet. All right. So there's this median, but then there's also this concept of the quartiles. So if you think about taking the lowest number 6 and the median and finding the middle of that, and then also the middle over here of this segment, I've got the median, and then I found the middle of this segment and the middle of this segment. That split this line into 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts. It's talking about the quartiles, all right? I just split this line into 4 equal parts, all right? So a lot of the times you'll call this Q1, Q2, and Q3, okay? So those are my quartile numbers. This is my lower quartile. This is my upper quartile. And then the interquartile range is just from here to here, whatever that number is. So you would subtract. The interquartile range is going to be Q3 minus Q1. That's how you're going to find it. All right. So all that's just kind of theory. Now watch how we do this in practice. If I've got these numbers, can you find the one in the middle? So, you know, I see, how many numbers are there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 22. There are 22 numbers, right? So split that in half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the 11th number. And backwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is kind of tricky because the middle is actually going to be in between those two numbers. All right. When there's an even number and you can't tell me which one's in the middle, you have to find the middle of the middle. And so basically these two form the middle of my list of numbers, but since there's two of them, I have to find the middle of the middle. Essentially, that's finding the average of those two numbers. So if I go 38.4 plus 40.2 and divide by 2, 39.3 is the middle of all of those numbers. So they didn't ask me for the median, but the median is 39.3, okay? So essentially what I need though is this middle of this lower set of numbers. So find the middle of the lower half. I guess I didn't even really need that number, did I? So there are 11 numbers on the lower side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This must be the middle right there. That lower quartile number is 22.2. That's the lower quartile. So then the top half, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the middle of the upper half of numbers. That's your upper quartile 55.6. For the interquartile range, all we're going to do is subtract those two numbers. So 55.6 minus 22.2, 33.4. 33.4. Okay. Now, a box and whisker plot is just a picture of that same exact thing. Okay. So I kind of almost drew the picture up there. The box and whisker plot is just going to basically take this and do this. All right. It's gonna look like that. Now we're gonna have to be a little bit more detailed with the number line, but that's essentially what we're going to do. All right. So when I look at these numbers, I know they go from 3 to 11. So what I can do is I can say the lowest number is 3 and the highest number is 11. So if you want, you can go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let's call this 11. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There we go. I've got the smallest number and the biggest number. All right, so let's find the median. Can you find the median? So the median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just trying to find the middle. 9, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11. This must be the middle. Okay. I see 11 numbers on either side of that. That must be the middle. So 3, 4, 5, 6, there's the middle right there. Okay, that's the median. That's the median. So you're going to have something right there. Now find the lower quartile and the upper quartile, meaning the middle of each of those halves. So what would it be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This must be the lower quartile at 5. So 3, 4, 5. This is 5. That's the lower quartile. Do the same thing for the upper quartile. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This must be the upper quartile. Middle, 9. So 6, 7, 8, 9 is right there. We're drawing a picture of those quartiles. And so your box and whisker plot is literally just going to be dot, and we're going to have a box like this. Okay, that's the box, and then the two segments on the end are the whiskers. So really all the box and whisker plot is it's supposed to show, it's supposed to be a picture of those three quartiles, those three quartile numbers. 1/4 of your numbers are here, 1/4 of your numbers are here, 1/4 of them are here, and 1/4 of them are here. That's how that works.